welcome, my dear brothers and sisters. So happy that you are here today. I am Mindy Arbuckle, and I want to share with you some information about why having a fine life is the worst place that you can be living. Okay, now, granted, you can actually be in a lot worse places, but when you are living in a place where everything's fine, I'm fine, you're fine, everything's fine, it really doesn't align with how great you really are. Okay? So fine is the enemy of fan freaking tastic. Why would you want to live a fine life when you could live a fantastic life? Why would you want to live a fantastic life when you could live an ecstatic life? All right, fine keeps you in a place where everything's just good enough. And there's not enough pain and suffering for you to really motivate yourself to improve and to grow and to expand. And it keeps you living in a really small, tight cage. In a golden cage, perhaps, like our golden handcuffs we talked about last week. The cage of fine keeps you feeling stuck, keeps you feeling like there's nothing more for you, like there's nothing you can do to make your life better. And that's just a bunch of malarkey, all right? Fine is not fine. Fine means that everything sucks a little bit. Everything is not great. And you don't want to live in a place where your life isn't great. You do have something you can do about it, all right? The first thing that you can do when you're saying to everybody, when they're saying, hey, how are you doing? You say, fine, I'm fine, everything's fine. Recognize it, see it, say hello to your fineness, and allow yourself to say, okay, everything is okay, but not everything is great. What isn't in alignment with me? And allow yourself to really look at what is in alignment, have some clarity, and what is not in alignment with you. What are you holding on to that you could easily put down? Or maybe it would take some effort to put it down, but you are carrying more than you need to. You're taking on probably everybody else's stress. You're probably worrying about everybody, trying to control so much that is out of your control. Anybody there? Anybody feel it? When life is fine, you tend to be living in a robot mode where everything happens automatically and you don't think about it. You just exist. And B, in control freak mode, where you are trying desperately to control everyone and everything around you so that you feel as if there's some semblance of certainty and that you are important in your life. I get it. You are important. And there is a certain amount of certainty that you can expect from life. Those are two of our human basic needs. But you're going about them in a crazy way that's not supporting you, your spirit, or your highest good. Okay, so that's what we want to get you aligned with. First of all, the first step is absolutely seeing what's actually in front of you. You've got to see the problem before you can actually do anything about solving the problem. If you can't see it, there's no solving it. Okay, so first of all, see it. Next, you've got to really acknowledge what's going on in your life. It's okay that not everything is great. It's totally fine because life is always happening for you and through you. It's not happening to you. Life is not happening to you. That means that everything is out of your control. Everything is out of your hands. But let me tell you what, you are in your own domain. You are in your own control. And so therefore, you do have control over your own inner environment. And the inner environment is actually what creates our outer environment. You see, if you are always feeling overwhelmed, if you're always feeling anxious, underappreciated, angry, frustrated, those emotions are going to color how you see your world. Okay, because somebody else could see your world and it looks a whole lot different. Somebody else could have the exact same circumstances and they have a totally different perspective because our inner world rules our outer world. The inner mirrors the outer. The outer mirrors the inner. You can't change that. You can't change the outer world, right? Like you can't change who's going to become president. You can't change if your politicians from your local area are going to listen to you or not. You can't change the way companies, like multinational companies, work. You don't have any control over that stuff. What you do have control over is you, your inner world, okay? And you can change who that is at any moment. If you're feeling stuck in a downward spiral, you can notice it, see it, catch it, say, thank you. You're trying to kick my butt for some reason. Let me figure it out. And then lift yourself out of that negative downward spiral and pull yourself right back up to where you want to live. But then there's that third thing. What do you want? Who do you want to be? You've got to figure out those things so that you can step into your fullness. You know, if you're feeling stuck in a rut, why are you there? What have you taken on that isn't your responsibility? I mean, how many of us wear a suit of armor all the time? How many of us carry around the stress of other people all the time? It's like walking around with a backpack filled with rocks that don't belong to you. It weighs you down after a while. I get it. It's exhausting. You can carry your kids' stuff, your husband's, your wife's stuff. You can carry the stuff of your boss or your colleagues. You can carry the weight of your family. It's not yours to carry. Take responsibility for what is yours, own it, and clear out the rest. You've got to know who you want to be so that you can step into that identity. If you want to be a kick-ass engineer, if you want to be a coach who guides people through their life with ease and with grace and power, then who do you need to be that person? If you want to be the best mother the world has ever seen, and you want to have an aligned family, who do you need to be in order to step into that role? Know what you want so that you can build your identity to meet what you're going for. Okay, but right now, if you're feeling like everything's fine, you're not looking to the future. You're not looking for an expansion of who you are. Fine is keeping you limited, and it's keeping you in your comfort zone. That's a shitty place to be. Well, it's comfortable for a while until it's not comfortable anymore, and then you got to do something about it. And if you're like me, sometimes you step out of your comfort zone and kind of get like rubber band shot back into it because you're a little freaked out by going out. Well, that's okay. You know, you just move in and out of that comfort zone because growth and progress and expansion and glorious lives live outside of your comfort zone. There's nothing wrong with that. It's cool to have your comfort zone, but what if you just start growing your comfort zone and you grow it and you grow it and you expand it and you expand it so that you become more comfortable in more places, more situations, more experiences, and you're not pushed around by so much from the outside anymore. Doesn't that sound great? Sounds great to me. So what are we doing here? We're really aligning with our soul's purpose. We're really aligning with why we're here and how do we want to serve. Who do we need to be so that we can serve other people? Because it doesn't matter what line of work you have, everyone's dharma has to relate to some sort of service, some sort of you working with the world. And that's beautiful, beautiful. I love that. How do you become more of you? Know your purpose, know yourself. Understand your reality exists from within. Whatever's going on out there, there could be a freaking hurricane going on around you. A real one, an energetic one, an emotional one, anything. And the cool thing is when you are connected to who you really are, your highest self, and your divine purpose, you sit solid and strong right in the center of that hurricane, right in the eye. And you can rest with chaos going on around you because that stuff doesn't have to weigh on you. You know who you are. You know your responsibilities. You know your duty, your dharma, your purpose. You know why you're here. You know who you are on a deep level, not the ego human personality self, but that deep, luscious being who doesn't change, who is faultless. Something that's really come to hit home for me in the last week is that we don't have to be perfect human beings to have a perfect soul. To be that perfect soul doesn't mean you have to be a perfect human. I mean, what is that? Who is that? That doesn't exist. But when you're tapped into the truth of your nature, your sweet soul self, and that part of you is real and present in your day-to-day life, it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. It doesn't matter if you look stupid in front of somebody, or if you wear the wrong clothes in the wrong place, or if you trip in the airport. Well, if you're going to the airport these days. I've done all those things. And the cool part is that it doesn't really matter. You don't beat yourself up as much anymore because you know that you don't have to be perfect on the outside because you're already perfect on the inside. And that's how we beat fine. We beat fine by knowing who we really are. Yeah. And there's levels of knowing who we are, and it's freaking fun, and it's exciting, and it's joyful, and it really is, and it can be easy to get to know your truest self. We haven't been taught this. Wouldn't it be cool if schools taught us how to know our true selves? But they don't. And you can't take a university class on it. And there's no MBAs that you can go to really learn about who you are. But you can find a spiritual guide and a spiritual teacher or coach. And if you resonate with that person, then you will learn who you are. You don't have to do this work on your own. You can. It'll take probably longer. I've had coaches forever in my life. I've always had them because, well, adulthood, when I could pay for them. Because you are important. I am certain of it. You are so valuable to this world. We need amazing human beings just like you who are imperfect on the outside and perfect on the inside. That's how we beat fine. And if this sounds like something you want, that you don't want a fine life anymore, you want a fucking fantastic life, call me. Schedule a breakthrough call. I will help you get clear on what isn't working, what is getting in the way, why do you feel like it's just fine, and we'll get you into where you can go and make a game plan on how to get there. So super simple, mindyarbuckle.com/talk. That's all you need to be able to schedule a free 45-minute breakthrough call with me where you will understand the limitations that are being put on you by living a fine life. There's nothing wrong with a fine life, but there's also nothing really right with a fine life. And you know as well as I do that there's so much more out there for you, that there is so much that your heart is yearning for, and you need a guide to get you there. And I can be that guide because I love doing this. It's so freaking fun to be able to help take women from where they are to where they know they can be, to make that quantum leap into your greatness. That's you. And if it feels like the time is right now, well then freaking schedule a call, mindyarbuckle.com. It is absolutely free. Oh, mindyarbuckle.com/talk. It's absolutely free. And if nothing else, you're going to get a lot of clarity about where you are, what's working, what's not working in your life, and how you can take steps to move into the fullness that you know you've come to this planet to offer. The service that you know you're here to help. You know that you're here to live an inspired life and to inspire others. You know it. You just don't know how to get from where you are right now to where you want to be. And that's where a good amazing spiritual coach can come in, holding a higher context for your life. It's not just about money. It's not just about looking good or losing weight. It's not just about being able to touch your toes or being able to grow your business. All those things are amazing and important. And holding them in a spiritual context, all that stuff can come forward with so much more ease, grace, and alignment with flow. And that's what I think you want. That's what I know you want, actually, because you're here. You're here and you're ready. And I'm here and I'm ready. So give me a call, mindyarbuckle.com/talk, to schedule that breakthrough call with me and really own who you are and take a bet on yourself. Know how freaking amazing you are and how much more amazing life can be with the right guidance. That's it for me today. So much love to you. Stay centered, stay calm. Today will be another day that we all get through. I love you.